the first thing that I want to teach you is how to export your spreads. Let me get my little Twitch streamer cam in the corner here. How to export your pages if you are a page creator, which a majority of this class is. How do you export those for edits by Thursday? Okay? So you're going to see in Canvas, that there are a couple different page final submissions. We're not looking at those today. We're looking in the process/edits category. Jorge, put your phone away, please. Thank you. Process/edits category, and we're going to talk specifically about work in progress. Work in progress is general because everybody's working on something, whether that is pages, which is a majority of us are work on, indexing, social media, photography, if you're just taking pictures this deadline, whatever you're doing something, all right? So, how do you upload that to Canvas by the due date in order for it to be critiqued or in order for it to be double looked at before we send it out into the world, okay? What you do for pages specifically is you go all the way to Monarch, and is anybody willing to volunteer a set of pages as an example? Sophia, I saw your hand first. What page numbers?
66 and 67 for
okay.
the volleyball page.
66 and 67, the volleyball page. Okay? We're going to wait for InDesign to spin up. I don't need more than 10 minutes. This is a quick one. So once I finish, you can go back to working on whatever you're working on. Just to reiterate, now that I'm recording, let me get my cam back up. Thank you for the gifted subscriptions. Now, to reiterate the weekly theme, Mondays are for teaching or for practicing something. Tuesdays, Wednesdays are for block/extended practice. Thursdays are for editing and making changes. And Fridays are for finishing touches, as well as daily points. Okay? So, you said, 66, 67?
Yeah.
Okay. Right? Gavin, where did you go? Did you ask or take the punch pass or do any of the usual stuff that you're supposed to do? Let's change that, please. Okay, 66 and 7.
67, actually.
Okay, you've got your page ready. You've got it all nice and ready. However, there is always still a little bit of touches that you can make, even if it's something as small as like you forgot page numbers or a name is spelled wrong. Little things, right? Nothing major.
Wait, what's the deadline one?
I don't remember. So, just for page example, I'll show you in a second. Okay, so what you do, and this part is unfortunately because it's InDesign and because it is Monarch, very boring and very technical. All right, so I'm going to show it to you really quickly, and I want you to commit it to memory, even though it's being recorded. Don't rely on the recording every single time. Okay, commit this to memory because you're going to get a lot of practice doing it this second semester. You go to File. You go to Export, and then once this pops up, you click the Download Now section, the green download arrow, okay? Download Now, right at the top here. Leave the file name as is, don't change the file name. Click Save, and then click this Export button right down here by the bottom of the screen next to the cancel icon. Okay, what you're going to see is this little blue circle spinning that's going to show you the background tasks. This one is wrong. Do not send this one to Canvas. You see how there's nothing loading? You see how there's nothing on there? And yet when we go back to Monarch, it doesn't look like anything's changed. It's really super important. If we look at our download section right here, that one says 014575/26. That's our job number and year. And then page 66 and page 67. You'll see after that it says CD. Okay? Ignore the one that says CD. If you look at it, you can't see it super well, but on your computer, if it has 0 bytes, it's like a ghost. It's missing all of the detail that it needs to have for your specific pages. So, do not turn this one in. If you turn it in, it'll break it, okay? What we're going to wait for, the way that Monarch works, is it sends out the ghost version, kind of like a bucket, and then it attaches all the extra stuff onto that ghost one and makes a copy of it, because the copy of it can be quite a bit larger than just the PDF can handle at the start. You can see this takes a little bit of time. It's a little bit of a process. But you can see from 6th period there are 2 options here. Right now for 7th we only have 1. So we're going to wait for the real-time example of it. Let me get my camera back up. This is how long it will take sometimes. So especially if your photos or if your spreads have a lot of really high resolution photography, if they're all straight off the camera, all high resolution, it's going to take them a little bit longer for this to get completed. While we're waiting, I can show you what this looks like in your downloads folder. Everybody's computer looks a little different depending on the browser that you use. Since I'm using Firefox, I have my little download icon right up here in the top. And then it has this folder icon right next to it. If you click that folder, it will show you where the download lives. Okay? If we look at my downloads, you're going to see, let's change this to a list real quick. Not that one. We'll change view as details. Okay. You're going to see, let's make this extra large as well. Never mind, you're not going to see. If we click on this one, it's going to say this preview's not working. If I hover over it, you're going to see it says 0 bytes on the Adobe Acrobat document. However, if I look one to the left in my downloads, it's got the same name but with a 1 right before the PDF, and the size is 22.8 megabytes. And when I click on the one that's 22.8 megabytes, the preview doesn't work. But it's supposed to. This is really, really taking a long time. Normally it's faster than this. So let's check the... Don't want to upload anything. Don't know where my downloads went. It worked for 6 periods. So 6 periods video is a little bit faster. Let's try it one more... Oh, okay. Try it one more time. So export, download now, save, export, let it think for a second. Okay, it's going to give me another ghost. This one does have a 1 on it, but it's still incorrect because it has 0 bytes. Okay, so hopefully one of these finishes up soon. There we go. Now it's working. Okay, so it's going to pop open a second time. So for example, this one is going to be 2. You can see in the file name right here, there's a 2 after the CD. And if you click your downloads, this one has 23 megabytes, as well as a 2 right after the PDF. You want it to have at least one number in the file name right next to the PDF extension. Okay? So between these 3, which one of these is the actual one that we'll be able to submit to Canvas? Number 1 that I'm hovering over, number 2 that I'm hovering over, or number 3 that I'm hovering over? Number 3, exactly. How can you tell? It's got a 2. How else can you tell? There's 2 ways. It's 23 megabytes versus 0 bytes. Okay? So if I go to my downloads, you're going to see there's a couple PDFs in here. Let me go back to list. Not list. That's ugly. I meant details. You can see right next to this little size column, all these ones that are 0 kilobytes, if you upload those, it will not work. So you need to upload the correct one. The correct one is the one with the, let's see, 66. This one's got 0. This is 58, 59, 58, 59, 66, 7, 0 kilobytes, 66, 7, 2 kilobytes. Okay, that's the one we want. All right, so we're going to close out of this, close out all these. I'm going to save my page real quick because exporting is technically an action. How do I get out of Monarch safely now that I've Control-S to my page? What are the steps? I close the tab in Monarch, so I should close this big tab right here.
Close session.
Okay.
Save first.
Okay, I've saved first. How can you tell I've saved? There's no asterisk up here, exactly. So I can close the small tab, this one right here, and you can all hear me say the small tab, not the big tab, because the big tab is the whole browser. The small tab, then I go to Settings Gear, not Windows, Settings Gear, Close Session, and then I click Cancel, right? No, what do I click?
Close session.
All right, I close the session. Okay, cool, the big red button. All right, how can I tell that my Monarch is fully closed? Is it fully closed now?
Yeah.
How? How do you know?
Session is closed.
It says session is closed and all the icons are in color. That's exactly right. Okay, what you'll do, you can see this is 6-period example. Okay, what you'll do is click on your rocket ship, and then from your downloads, you have to look for your page numbers, like 66 and 67, and they have to have size. They have to have size on disk, all right? You click that, you click open, you wait for it to pull, or you wait for it to make it all, get all in Canvas. All right, you submit it, and you know that you've done it correctly once the preview, hopefully it loads a little faster than the export did. The preview in Canvas actually has stuff in it. So if you go, or if you try to upload it and it's an incorrect file type, that means you're uploading the wrong PDF. You need to upload the PDF with actual data on it. Okay? The last step in this edit process, because I got about 3 more minutes of yappage before I wrap it up. Okay? The last step in this edit process is I collect all of these, which are due. Can anybody tell me when these are due?
The 4th.
The 4th, exactly, which is what day of the week? Today's the 2nd. It's in 2 days.
Every page.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. So they're always going to be due on Wednesdays, giving you and 6th period a full block day to complete any stuff you need to complete. Okay? What happens next for the Thursday part of the process, I'm going to take all of these, I'm going to download them, then I'm going to print them off. Get my camera back up. Okay? I'm going to print them off.
Oops. So we just have to submit all of our pages by Wednesday.
Just D5.
Okay.
It says D5 works in progress.
I'm almost done with my last page of E5. Super helpful.
And what's going to come out, as you can see on my little Twitch cam here, what is going to come out is 2 8.5 by 11 full color spreads that you can mark all over. You can draw all over these. We have an unlimited number of these compared to our big proofs, which only get sent to us to get approved. Okay? This is something we're going to be doing weekly, and it is graded. So if your spreads have had no progress and they've needed progress, you're going to lose some points in that category. If your spreads show progress, even if it's little, that counts as you making an effort towards completing these pages. And the reason I'm having you do this individually instead of me doing it all is because if we all lift together, the thing gets a lot lighter. I can very easily do this process, but it takes me 10 minutes per spread. If each of you have a spread, that's 250 minutes just to get my stuff ready. That's not even to get it printed. Okay? I don't know about y'all, but I don't have a spare 250 minutes in my day. So, if you each spend your 10 minutes and I spend my 10 minutes printing them all out, things get done a lot faster. Okay? What you'll get on Thursdays, either randomly or your specific spread, is these printouts with an edit checklist stapled to the front, and you just need to mark up the page, mark up the actual checklist, and then submit either a picture, a scan, or a hard copy to me by the end of Thursday. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. What questions are we having? If any. Besides that one. Okay. Last thing I'll say. There is no such thing as perfect, right? There might always be small changes that you should make, especially to things like spelling, especially checking things like page numbers, especially checking to make sure that stuff is the correct amount of light and the correct colors. You know, we don't want to have a bunch of super orange or super blue pictures on our final product as much as we can avoid, right? And it's also not personal. It should not be personal. This is just us trying to work together to make a great yearbook. This is all of our goals as a group. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay, perfect. All right, so this will happen every week. And this is the last. I also want to reiterate and reemphasize. Please commit this to memory. Okay? I understand that not a lot of quote teaching in the traditional sense has happened this year. We've done a lot of trial by fire and learning how to do it by just doing it. I'm teaching now on Mondays. So I need you to start committing the things I teach you on Monday. Okay? Thank you. It's also going to be recorded, but don't rely on the video. You're not always going to have the video.
Go.
It will always be on the assignment.
I'm ready to play dog.
Okay, thank you.
We're done.
Appreciate it.
Play dog.